Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to the video. So in this video, I'm just be talking about a bunch of stocks that I bought this week, that I sold this week, and just my plan moving forward, and some worrisome signs that I am seeing in the stock market, but also some very bullish signs, and just my thoughts on the overall market. I'm going to talk about some random stocks and everything like that. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so first off, I want to talk about the overall stock market. So right now, I'm seeing a bunch of greed in the stock market, but rightfully so. 2021 is looking like a very bullish year overall and a great growth for the economy and everything like that. So the catalyst that we have right now is the vaccine news. Very, very positive, great results, and we should be getting it within the next couple months to the public. Now, healthcare workers first, of course, and it's going to go phases, and the general public should be getting this by March, April, June, around that time, I'm guessing. But it could be any time now. Some are speculating that we get it by January and February. Who knows, but healthcare workers are expected to get it in December, so things are looking up for the vaccine, and virus cases are still going up right now, but the market is not reacting at all to that. The market does not seem to care about the case numbers, so we don't have to react until the market reacts, which is unlikely at this point, just the closer and closer we get to the vaccine news. And we are expecting some more vaccine news from Johnson & Johnson and AstraZeneca, which is also the Oxford trial. So we are expecting that news. We are also expected to get the FDA approval on the Pfizer vaccine within the next couple weeks, and it could definitely be this week. So there's some very bullish signs going in, having the virus and the pandemic end pretty soon. It does feel like as of right now, but the market is showing a lot of greed right now. So we saw the electric vehicle sector, which is absolutely insane. We had multiple 200, 300% runners, which is insane. So there's still a ton of greed right now in SPACs itself. This reminds me of when SPACs were going up like crazy. Every SPAC that came out was just going up a couple months ago, as we know, and then they all crashed down when Kramer trashed them. So right now, SPACs are looking very bullish, but don't get too ahead of yourself. Don't throw all your money into SPACs. Me personally, I'm remembering what happened last time when all the SPACs took a huge dip. Now, we've seen a recovery since then, but we just saw what happened. So we got to be aware, we got to be ready for any scenario. I'm seeing a bunch of greed, people throwing money at EVs, throwing money at SPACs, and now I'm going to start throwing money at the cannabis sector, in my personal opinion. So the cannabis sector does feel like it's the next sector coming up. I've personally been loading up on cannabis stocks in the beginning of the week, and it started popping mid/end of the week. So cannabis sector is looking like it's going to be a bullish sector, with Joe Biden pretty much guaranteeing that he's going to be taking office in January. The cannabis sector will be going up. The cannabis sector is looking like the hot sector coming up. So what I'm doing right now is I'm focusing on that, but I am also being careful. I'm taking profits on the way up. I'll buy back on dips and everything like that. But we got to be taking profits in this scenario. There's a lot of greed in the stock market. There's a bunch of positive catalysts. There's much more positive than negative. But what we need to do in this scenario is not be greedy. The greed index right now is sitting at 88 out of 100. This means there's a ton of greed in the stock market right now. There's people just throwing money at it, and it's very easy to make money. So why this is happening, we can write it out and make as much money as possible right now, as the market is very easy to play right now with these catalysts and these stocks that are just going up like crazy. But also be aware that the stock market could take a dip at any moment. Something may give, just giving the valuation. I do think that we could definitely be in for a pullback within the next month or so. So be ready for that. Don't get too greedy and take profits on the way up. There will be more buying opportunities in the future. Just don't get greedy and don't throw all your money. Always keep some cash on hand because anything can happen. And just make sure to be careful in a market like this where everything feels like it's easy money, because it's not going to last like that forever. Write it out as of now, but also stay hesitant. Stay in the back of your mind that, oh, we got to be safe. Something may happen. All right, so now that I got that talk out of the way, we just had to get that out there just to make sure you guys are being safe. Always make sure to take profits on the way up. You can never go wrong taking profits. All right, so now let's talk about some stocks and some plays that I made this week. All right, so one of my largest swing positions going into this week was BigCommerce Holdings, ticker symbol BIGC. I was talking about this one a lot last week. BigCommerce hit a big support level. It consolidated around this level. And this week I was expecting to pop. On Monday we got this pop. As you can see, we're about 18% up this week. I took profits, I believe, on Tuesday. Secured my gains right there on my call options and shares. So I'm out of that position. If another setup presents itself, I'll be looking to get back in, but I won't force another entry as I took profits and not looking back on that position. So SPACs also had a huge week. LCA, Lancadia Holdings, as we know, this is the merger with Golden Nugget. Some great news we got this week, up 33% for the week. Congrats to those who were patient and held on strong. Some great gains in LCA this week. Another SPAC that I've personally been holding for a long time, this is HCAC, the merger with Canoe. In my opinion, this is just pure unrealized opportunity. The technology is one of the best I've seen in the EV space. And this week, the stock was at 15%. I was loading up on warrants and shares when the shares were in the mid-10s. So we're starting to finally see some hype behind HCAC and a great week this week. I'm holding strong and I will keep buying if there's any big dips. Next up, TRNE Acquisition Corp, ticker symbol TRNE. As we know, this is going to be the merger with Desktop Metal. Another very solid week. I've been buying on dips for this one, and I do have a pretty good size position in this company. So the past 5 days, up 15%. Once again, the market is finally starting to realize some of these opportunities behind these SPAC companies. So a stock that I've been in since the merger announcement, this is CIIC, and this is going to be the merger with Arrival. Now, this is one that I took half of my profits on the way up. I still am holding half of my position, and I'll probably take profits on the rest of it if on the next pop, or if we see a downtrend, I'll just start taking slow profits on the remaining half of my position, as I do think the stock is slightly overextended at this point, but there is crazy potential, and if the EV hype continues, this is one that could keep on running. Another stock that I've been for a while is SBE. This is the merger with ChargePoint, another SPAC play. So this was up huge this week as well, up 42%, which is absolutely insane. Now this is one that I'm still holding my full position in, have not taken any profits yet, as I do think that the EV charging is undervalued compared to the EV space as a whole, but at the same time, EV charging is a little bit overhyped and just the whole space as a whole. So I'm going to see if the trend continues of the EV and EV charging hype, and if not, I'll probably be taking profits pretty soon on this position, as I'm up over 300% overall on this position. So one more SPAC that I actually played, this was a day trade for me on Friday. This is SRAC. This can be the merger with Momentous. A lot of high potential behind this one, as they have a connection with SpaceX and everything like that. So I see this as a pure hype company. I don't know how they're going to be a profitable company in the future, just looking at what they do as a business. But just seeing how SPCE has done, this is kind of a company like that. And in my opinion, does have a lot of potential to run just on pure hype. Now this is one that I bought in on Friday morning, I think around $12.30. I ended up selling right at $13.20. So pretty solid, around 10% profit on the day trade. And this is one that I'm watching because I do think it has further to run than other SPACs, but I am also being hesitant just because this is one that I don't really believe in long term, and it's only running on hype in my personal opinion, so very close watch for me and more day trade / swing trade potential in the future, but this is one that I'm just going to be looking to trade in and out of and play off the volatility of. Alright, so like I was saying in the beginning of the video, I think that the cannabis sector will be the hot sector in the next month or couple weeks or so. So what I've been doing this week, since the beginning of the week, I've been loading up on cannabis stocks. So my top plays in the cannabis space is right now, it doesn't really matter too much what companies you pick. It's just pretty much sector exposure, and each stock is going to go up with the sector in my personal opinion. But some stocks that I've been personally buying this week is, first of all, my main option play is Canopy Growth Corporation, ticker symbol CGC. This stock just cleared its 52-week high. It does have blue skies above if the sector does stay hot, and I could easily see $40 or so when and if the sector does keep on running up. So this is one that I've been loading up on 2021 options on. I want to ride these options out for a while. I do think there's much more upside in this stock and the sector as a whole. So I've been loading up on options for CGC just because these options are more liquid. You can play options with some other smaller stocks such as Tilray, which I'll talk about in a second, but it is hard to buy and sell those options. So I personally prefer the more liquid options, and I've been going with CGC for the option play. Next up, I've been loading up on Tilray on every single dip, ticker symbol TLRY. This is my biggest position in the cannabis space as a whole. Reason because is just the short float. There's a 40% short float. So what this means is when the stock starts running up, the short's going to be forced to cover, and that will result in a bigger move than any other of these cannabis stocks. So I'm expecting some big things. In Tilray, like I've been saying, since it was sitting at $6, I've been saying it's going to go to $10 by the end of 2020. And I still am expecting that. On Friday, on that huge pop, I actually did take some profit on my position, looking to buy back on the pullback, but with all of these plays, I'm just going to keep on playing off the volatility, keep a big position in each stock, but at the same time, on each pop, I will be taking some slight profit along the way and then buying back on pullbacks, just to not get greedy and just to stay securing some gains along the way. I've also been buying Aurora Cannabis, ticker symbol ACB, on the dips, just because this is one that is very volatile. It likes to run up massively on the sector hype as a whole, and it is another liquid stock, very, very low float. So ACB is another one I like to play. A couple more that I like is IGC, SNDL, as some penny plays, and there's a bunch of others, of course. Once again, it doesn't matter too much which stock you pick. It's more just sector exposure. As the sector does get hot, I'll be buying on pullbacks, taking some slight gains on the pops. That's my plan moving forward, but I do expect the cannabis sector will be the hot sector moving forward. So one more sector that I've been talking about, I've actually been talking about this a lot on Twitter. This is the psychedelic sector. So psychedelics are starting to be decriminalized in some states. So as they start to get decriminalized, as they become legal in some states, I think the sector will become hot and there's a lot of money flooding in as of right now. So the big play on this is Compass, ticker symbol CMPS. And towards the end of this week, this stock started to run up massively, all the way from $35 per share, all the way to a high of around $55 per share. So this is one that I had a pretty big position in, and I actually did take full profits on the way up on this pop. So I'll be looking to buy back on a dip. I'm not going to force an entry if it does keep on going up. But two more of these psychedelic stocks that I'm liking a lot and have pretty good size position in is the first one is LKYSF, which is Numinous Wellness Incorporated. So this stock has had a very, very solid week as well. I was buying in the 35-cent range. This is now sitting at around 55 cents, and I do see upside of around 70 to 80 cents. That'll be where I look to take profits, and I do plan to take some profits on the way up. Another one that I like a lot is MindMed Medicine, ticker symbol MMEDF. So this one also had a very big week, starting at right around $1 per share, ran all the way up to a high of around $1.98. And now it's sitting right at $1.71. I am holding a pretty good size position, and I do expect this stock to go to $2 plus in the near future, as I do expect this sector as a whole to stay hot and more money flooding in, as it's just a new exciting thing in the stock market right now, and investors are very excited about this sector. So the last thing I want to talk about is two stocks I got into at the end of the week for some swing positions, as I do think they bottomed out, as they're holding support, and I'm looking for a reversal on these two stocks. So the first one is Salesforce, ticker symbol CRM. So this sold off on the SRAC acquisition news. Just people think that they overpaid. Now there's no details out about this yet, but chances are they did overpay just to acquire a company like that. You are going to be forced to overpay, which is very good for the business in my personal opinion, which is still very, very positive for the business in my personal opinion. Just expanding, growing their business, acquiring a new company to add to their existing business model. I do think this unlocks much more growth in the future. So just taking a look at the stock chart, what we can see here is this week it was down about 6% per share, and right now sitting around $248 per share. So we can take a look at this stock chart. As we can see, it's still holding the support level after getting rejected off that resistance level. So the support level that I'm looking at to hold is right around $248. As of right now, it's holding up strong, and I could see a very strong reversal back up to $260 plus as my target. So on Friday, I got into some shares and some call options for this position, as I am looking for a reversal next week, a bounce off this level, as I do think chances are a pretty good chance that we did bottom out here. So the next stock I got into for a swing position is LendingTree, ticker symbol TREE. So this stock is down a pretty good amount this past year, down 28% year to date, and it has sold off in a big way recently. So taking a look at the stock chart, we can see that it is holding the long-term support right at around $250, and it did bounce off that with a hammer candle. So what does this mean? This candle price action usually shows that there's a pretty good chance we got a reversal on hand. So we can see that this stock bounced right off support. It is starting to show some strength and consolidate right at this level. I do think we get a reversal off this level. And for my personal target, I'm looking for a balance right to $280 to $290 per share. So towards the end of the week, I started to get in some shares, some call options to play this bounce off support. My stop loss will be under the support line if it does not hold the support. But as of right now, I'm really liking the risk reward and the swing position itself. Alright, so there you have it. I just want to talk about the market as a whole and a couple of stocks, some updates for those stocks. I have an update for the Sunday video of the stocks I was playing in last Sunday's video, just what I did during this week, if I'm still holding and everything like that, and 3 new stocks that I'll be playing this coming week. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're interested in joining the private stock group, that link is down below. If you want to get 4 free stocks on Webull, you can't get only free money, the link is down below. If you want to get $10 free on Coinbase, $5 free on Acorn Investing, those links are down below as well. They are affiliate links, so it does help support the channel, and I would greatly appreciate that. And thanks so much for watching, guys. Thanks for all the support. Good luck to everybody this coming week, and let's get rich.